Calls and webinars are recorded for stakeholder convenience, allowing those who are unable to attend to listen to the recordings after the meetings. The recordings will be publicly available on the ISO webpage for a limited time following the meetings. The recordings and any related transcriptions should not be reprinted without ISO's permission. We have a big agenda today. We'll talk about the map stage availability, the known issues for ADS, and ADS update on the changes for FMM and AS Energy, ADS replacement transition updates, independent 2020 release communication plan, market simulation issue management, ISO simulation support, structured scenario registration details, independent 2020 releases, market simulation initiatives and timelines, and the different initiatives we have for independent 2020 releases. And then we talk about the next steps. You can always refer to portalmap.kaiser.com to find out any map stage availability. We have the following map stage and stage maintenance listed below. On Thursday, 9/24, we'll have a brief interruption for market/BOP for map stage and cyber and BSAP UI API for the same time frame in map stage. On Friday, 9/25, ADS UI API closure. And tentatively, from 9/24 to 10/2, we have CMRI UN API closure that was discussed in the last meeting too. In stage, we'll have ADS UI API brief interruptions on 28th of September. Any questions on the availability here?
Hey, Anshuman, as Vipul here from Edison.
Hey, Vipul.
Hey, let's map stage weekly maintenance for Friday. Is there any impact tomorrow for DRRS UI or any other impact? UI and API?
Trying to, know of any other maintenance that's going on for DRS?
Thanks, Vipul and Anshuman. No, there is no other maintenance that should impact DRS, UI, or API in map stage tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. And no plan as well right now, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. And I just wanted to elaborate on one item, Anshuman, if I could. For the map stage, market, and BAYOP implementations today and tomorrow. So there may be brief interruptions to that environment. And another result that we may see as part of that, that change and then the stabilization of the markets afterwards is that this may also impact data that's going to ADS as well. So you may see interruptions in the data in the ADS tool if you're using that today and tomorrow before we take the maintenance. Okay? Thanks, Anshuman.
Makes sense. Thanks, Tran, for the update. Any other questions on the availability?
Hi, this is Arun from PCI. I was just trying to check and confirm if there was an OMS update pushed to map stage as it was scheduled today.
Hi, thank you for asking about that. I actually didn't have that in the presentation today, but we do have a new schedule for the OMS changes to the map stage and even to production based on the feedback that we've been given, and we appreciate that feedback. So the latest that we have tentatively now for the OMS new interface changes, if you give me 1 second, we will include this in Monday's call as well. So the first set of OMS changes that we had planned for the 18th in map stage is now tentatively planned for October 16th in map stage. And then the next set of the interface changes for OMS for map stage are planned for December 18th. So again, we'll provide another update on Monday's Market Sim call and include this as a standing item in the Market Sim presentations, but that is the update we have at this time.
Okay, just a quick follow-up. Any tentative dates for pushing this to production?
For production, I believe we are targeting the first interface changes, and this is tentative, so please stay tuned for more information, is the end of November. So November 30th is the target date at this time, which is tentative. And then the second set is in January of 2021. Okay, and then we might further break out one of the functional changes into a later production deployment too, but we'll provide that information, maybe a firmer update and breakdown on Monday's call. So I think,
okay.
Yeah, that's what you can look forward to, and we'll have that on the tug as well. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
Thanks, Arun.
Hi, Trin. This is Chenyu. I do have a question for the tentative outage for CMRI.
Sure,
is that still tentative at this point, or is that a firm schedule?
Yeah, unfortunately, that is still tentative. Actually, there's another call and discussion going on at this moment to further finalize those plans. And so I'm hoping maybe to get any feedback from the customers about, the CMRI usage at this time and how impactful that would be, because my understanding is that for the fall market sim, we should have been able to validate those scenarios. So, and there aren't a lot of other significant efforts that are requiring CMRI and MapStage at this point. But if there are significant impacts to you for CMRI, let me know. But otherwise, we do plan some maintenance in CMRI within this window, but the start date and the duration is to be determined based on our pre-map stage functional testing of that change. So I don't have any further information. So for this one, what I would recommend is to potentially plan for that to be unavailable and then refer to the MarketSim portal. When we do start that outage, we will put a note there. Otherwise, assume that it's available if you don't see a message. And then on Monday's call, we'll definitely have more information as well. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
Hello. This is Emmy Stenstedt, also in Midway Sunset. I have been unable to get to the Map Cyber UI. I put in a city on Monday, and I still can't get there.
Okay. And Emmy, you had been able to update to access that before. Is that correct?
Yes.
So
yes,
this is a recent issue for you? Okay.
Yes.
Do you have the city number that we could take a look at? Because from our perspective, that system should be available. We hadn't taken it down for or closed it for any maintenance that we're aware of. So if you have that city, we can take a look at that after the call today.
229087.
Okay. Thank you, Emmy, for raising that. We'll instrument and I will take a look.
Thank you. Super, thank you.
I'll just repeat the CD back again. It's 229087, right?
Correct.
Thank you. Any more questions on the map stage availability that we could answer? All right, moving on. So these are the known issues for ADS. We have, for first three defects, I know they are really highly visible defects, and we have an estimated fixed date for 28th of September for them. And about the profiles, we are not going to provide the ability to export or import those profiles, but we will support that will help manually porting over one profile per user upon request. Please submit a CD ticket with the details, and we will perform that support for you. So basically, we'll take a profile and move it to different environments, stage, production. Other variances, they are postpones, they are roadmap items. And then the last one, the column selector availability intermittent, please retest based on our recent network changes. It should be okay. Any questions here? All right, moving on.
Sure.
Oh,
hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, this is Chen Yu. Yeah, I do have a question on the status column there. It says postpone and then roadmap. So if that means this item from 6 to 8 is going to move into the future implementation, and it's going to result on a roadmap will show us when this is going to be implemented?
That is correct assumption. I'll request anybody from CAISO or subject matter expert who can answer on this.
Yeah, hi, Anshuman. This is Ferdoz. Yes, I think this is absolutely right that for the item number 6 and 7, these are we will not be able to fix it now, so we are putting it in our as a postponed status and will be included in our roadmap item, and we'll try to fix it in our later release. And for the number 8, actually we made some recent changes in the network, and we expect with that this issue should not occur any longer. So whoever was facing this issue, please retest and see and report if you still see this issue.
Thanks for this. And can I ask a further question? So in terms of the roadmap, you have an idea it's going to be after February 1st, or before or after February 1st?
Yeah, so actually I don't have any date yet. If I could, then I would have been also put in the date and the estimated fixed date area. But yeah, so we will communicate it through our the regular CPG call. So those will be as part of there. So it might be sometime in next year, or actually as of now I do not have the exact date on that.
Okay, thank you. We'll look forward to the next communication on that. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. And I would like to also repeat the number 4 one more time. So we apologize that earlier we said we will be able to, we will try to see if we can enhance the UI so that user can do it by themselves. And we realized that it will be too much work on the user side, and I don't think it will be also needed later. So right now, for supporting our 10.1 Go Live, we will support it manually. At least one profile we will try to port over across the environment, like from map stage to stage or maybe stage to production. Some of you already directly contacted with us via CD, and we are keeping track of it. So if anyone else is also interested to take this opportunity, please submit a CD ticket with your profile name, your user ID, and from which environment you want to port it, and in which environment you want to save it. So please let us know.
Thank you for the update. Any more questions on the known issues here? All right. So I have one more update regarding ADS. There is an updated user guide that is now available on the CAISO website, so please feel free to go through it. I'm not sure if Gina is available with us on the call. Maybe she can provide more update on it. All right. Maybe she'll join in the next call. Okay, moving on to the next one. Ferdoz, would you mind giving some more update about this slide?
Yeah, no, sure, Anshuman. So this is what we're just trying to communicate again, what we did earlier, that we'll be making some changes for the RTS, or like a 15-minute AS plus energy. So those changes we have been implemented, and you will be able to see these changes in the next release of what we are. So we are planning to put it on the map stage tomorrow. Once we take it down for you, then once you see it in 9.28, you will be able to see these changes.
All right, thank you. So we're going to have independent 2020 release starting September 28. We'll have the call named as independent 2020 release. All the connection web conference information is going to be the same. There's no difference in that. We're going to start it from September 28th, and it's going to roll on till November 12th. And these are the following dates. I will update the KAISO calendar with all these details about the dates, and you should be able to see it on the calendar.
Instrument, this is Jane. There were some reminders. There were some reminders about the ADS. Before we move on to independent, there were some reminders about the ADS production transition that I wanted to also raise here. I'm not sure if those slides were moved to the reference section. Do you know if those are still there?
I did not hear right now. I think they're moved at somewhere down.
Okay, so I did want to give an update, and then maybe when we post the presentation, they may be at the end, or we can re-add them in here. But those of you that were on the RUG this past week may have heard the updates that we provided about the production transition adjustments for when we make the new ADS available. I think notably there were questions about the production timing of making the new system, new ADS product available, and we did define that time between 9 and 11, which we will also have a customer bridge during. And then I think another significant update was that while we had planned to deprecate V6 on the 1st, that is no longer the case, and we will continue to support V6, V7, and V8 on 10.1, and there we are encouraging customers to call into the Tuesday, September 29th TUG for more details around that production cutover. And again, I wanted to raise that specifically just because that has changed recently, and we know many customers may be impacted, so we wanted to bring awareness to that. And I think one other note on this that has changed for the fall release past since we had the RUG call is that we had been communicating a dependency for the dispatch operating target tariff clarification on the new ADS client. So I think what we communicated was that functionality for DOT was planned to activate on October 1st, concurrent with the new ADS becoming available, but that is no longer the plan. So the DOT activation at this point is TBD. We will define a later date for that activation. So in general, just to back up, on October 1st, we are separating the production availability of the new ADS from the DOTTC functionality, and that functionality will come at a later time, which is TBD. So Firdaus, I don't know if you wanted to add anything else, or I believe John is also on, but we wanted to give that information here. And the external implementation plan for fall 2020 will also reflect that separation with the new ADS replacement, and then showing that DOTTC activation will be TBD at this point. All right. Thanks, Anshuman.
Sure. All right, as Trang mentioned, we can see the cutover activities for ADS replacement right here.
Yes, and one other note too. Yeah, I'm sorry. One other note too that reminded me is that we did extend the stage parallel operations period as well. So that is going through October 16th as demonstrated here.
Thank you. Let me pull up the slides for the ADS cutover just so that we don't, I just want to make sure that we don't miss anything. I think Trang did discuss everything about this over here. And this one is saying that we'll have the functionalities DOTT and announced AS and RTCD commitment. They will be included with the new functionality when everybody is cut over to the new client. Is that correct, Trang?
Yes. Thank you. And then one other note too. I'm sorry. One other item that we had been communicating, even on the settlements user group and then in the other calls about ADS data retention too. If you go back to the previous slide, there's just a reminder on there that, if you can go back one slide. Okay, data will be retained as it is today. I'm sorry, the next one. There's a little bit of a lag. So there was a slide that you were just on. Yes, so this one, if you look, data will be retained as it is today. We had been talking and discussing some different data retention requirements in the new product, but I think for now, customers can expect that we will retain it as it is, and then we will announce further when we will enforce the new data retention requirements. Thanks, Anshana.
Thank you, Tran, for the update. I'm sorry we jumbled the slides a couple of times, but if somebody has any questions, please feel free to ask, and we can go back to that particular slide if you want. All right, moving on. We'll go to independent 2020 release now. As I was mentioning, these are dates that we're going to follow from September 28th to November 12th, and the dial-in WebEx conference information, conference call information remains the same. Moving forward, if you're logging a CD ticket regarding these new projects in Independent 2020 release, please use Market Simulation Independent 2020 as the functional environment. That will be really help us to track those CD tickets correctly. ISO Market Simulation support is from Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. There's a phone number that you can connect to service desk, and they can revert it to us. Issues called in after hours will be worked on during the next business day. You can always email us at marketsim@kaiser.com, and you will receive a prompt service. Please register for the Independent 2020 release by September 29th. I know it's just 5 days away, but we'll do our best to accommodate for any late registration. Any questions till now? All right. We have 9 projects in Independent 2020 Market Simulation. As you can see, the start date and the end date for those projects here, and I have individual slides where we can discuss them separately. And the structured simulation start date for nodal pricing model has been identified as 27th of October right now. And more details about these dates will be available in the next meeting. Now we are moving to the individual projects. Aliso Canyon Phase 5, the timeline is 29 September to October 14th, and the business requirement specifications are available at the following link. FRP improvements, buffer and min, timeline for its market simulation is September 29 to October 14th, and the structured scenarios are available at the following location. Energy Imbalance Market Enhancements 2020. We'll test it between October 5 to October 21, and the unstructured testing scenarios document is available here as a guide for the market participants to perform the testing. Hybrid Resources Phase 1. We can test it from October 26 till November 13, and the business requirement specifications are available at the following location. Commitment cost and default energy bid enhancements. We've already started testing this from July 27th, and we will continue to test it till November 24th. Training document is available at the following location. Nodal pricing model, our testing timelines from October 6th to November 13th. Structured scenarios will be performed on October 27th. The structured scenario document is available at the following location. Intertie deviation settlement, again, we'll be testing it between October 6th to November 13th, and the structured scenario document can be found at the following location. We don't have a document for symmetrical wheeling, but the timeline is October 6th to November 13th. Moving on. Settlement Q4 winter release. We had posted the first draft for the technical documentation on the 10th of August, and also posted the IDS, and they had nodal NPM project documentation during that time. And the first draft of configuration output file plus initial release component summary was posted on 25th of August. We posted a second draft for the configuration output file, the second draft of technical document on 14th of September, and there's a third draft that is expected to be posted on 2nd of October. Map stage deployment for Settlements Q4 winter release is the 6th of October, and connectivity testing for PAC is between 13th of October till 21st of October, and we'll start running the structured scenarios on 27th of October till 4th of November. All the winter 2020 settlement release draft settlement technical documentation is available at the following link.
Hi, Ashman. This is Chen. Can I ask a couple of questions?
Please go ahead.
I did not see the intertie deviation understand there are some structured test scenarios. I don't see the trade day or which trade day you're going to run that. So are we expect to see that coming out later?
That is correct. This is just a kickoff call where we are explaining more about the initiatives that we are planning to put part of winter release, and then we'll be following up with the dates on when we're going to perform the structured scenarios.
Okay. And also another question I have is, can you go back to the last line? I not even know what the project name is.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
The one before this, yeah. Symmetrical welding. Yeah. Is this going to be, do you know whether going to be a BRS or it's going to be, who's going to be impacted for this initiative, by this initiative?
Hi, Chanyu. This is Chang.
Hi.
So we had been communicating this only as part of the settlement user group up until now, and we plan on adding it into the rug. So at this point, my understanding is that this is impactful for the EIM entities. It actually was something that was initiated or brought to our attention as part of the EIM 2020 enhancements initiative, and then so we separate this out into a separate effort that spun off from there. So I think to answer your question is we plan on adding it to the rug, and then probably having the I can't commit to the BRS yet or the date of that, but we will have likely some additional documentation at least in the rug for this. And then as far as who's impacted, it should just be EIM, but we'll provide more information at the next rug.
Great. Thanks for the information, Trang.
No, thanks.
Thank you for the update, Trang. One thing I would like to also mention again is please use functional environment as market simulation independent 2020 for the upcoming projects. We have found some CD tickets which came through a different route because they were not identified the functional environment correctly, and it just took time to resolve those CD tickets. So yeah, that's the update from my side. I think I don't have any other slide. That's about it. If there are any other concerns or questions, please go ahead and ask now.
Ashman, this is Ray calling from PG&E.
are there plans for hybrid resources to have structured scenarios posted? I know you mentioned that the registration for resources would be in a couple of days, but I didn't see hybrid resources having any structured scenarios posted.
I'll get you more details by next call. Is that okay, Ray?
That's perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? If you want to ask questions and you're on mute, you can try spacebar or *6 to unmute yourself.
Yeah, this is Emmy Stenstead again. Are the flexible ramping product scenarios 3 and 4, is that just for EIM or also within the ISO?
Let me get back to you on that, but I believe we have repeated the scenarios for EIM entities and separately for the internal entities. So if those are repeated, that's probably for the EIM entities and not for the for the internal participants.
Okay.
But I'll get back to you on that one. Can you please send me an email or see it again?
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining the meeting. We'll see you back on September 28th.